What if I told you there is a world where not only are monsters like vampires and werewolves real, but they have rights, just like you and me. And in this world, there exists a secret government organization dedicated to keeping you safe and making sure they follow the rules. Welcome to Anereum, a Monster of the Week podcast. In episode 2 of Anereum, Cameron Baker as Bernard and Taylor Catron as Marcellus embark on a mission that they were specifically requested for. Well, Bernard was specifically requested for, and Marcellus is lucky enough to tag along. And maybe, just maybe, we meet a new member of the Whiskey team. That's enough for me, guys. Cameron Baker, of course. Enjoy the great mission that Samuel Herbert laid out for us today as our great game master. So, I'll shut up. Enjoy.
Mama Teresa comes back downstairs. In her right hand, she has a red bag, probably leather. The contents, a family secret, something that you're probably not going to figure out unless you take it apart, and that green bag is not going to work if you put your hands inside of it. This woman knows her business. On the outside, there's a symbol drawn. It doesn't mean anything. To her, it's a symbol she's made 100 times for other people who are experiencing trouble at home. All right, boys. I've made Bernard's green bag for the ghosts. Hopefully it keeps you safe. Is there anything else I can do to help you on your journey?
Yeah, I'd like to investigate a mystery to ask her a question.
All right, give me a roll. Let's see what you got. Let's see how many you get, or if she just looks at you and says, "Get the fuck out of my home." Oh, thank God. Finally, somebody didn't roll a 12. Jesus.
Nope. I got a 5.
You got a 5. Mark experience. Mark that experience point.
The first
one.
point.
The first one.
Wow.
That is an honor you will always have. And thank you guys have been rolling consistently like 11s and 12s. Like you guys have not. This has never happened.
So now we need to switch to my dice.
Okay.
So now you guys switch.
That piss break, no bueno.
You don't get any real questions. She wants you to go solve this problem. She says, I don't know how much information I've got for you. I can tell you my cousin lives down on the dock. His name is Leonard. He is a drunk, but he has a boat. If you wish to take that out into the bayou, you can. He should be able to give you a map of some kind to get you where you are going. Or you can follow this path. She pulls out a small map. Think of it as like a park map, but clearly not given to her by any park. She's highlighted in red the path she knew that her hunters were going to take. She's not setting you up to fail. You can tell that. She wants you to succeed. This is a serious concern for her, because if it doesn't go well, eventually it becomes her problem, and if it doesn't go well then, it becomes her fault. She wants these people to trust her. She's sending you out into the world with the best information she can. What kind of... How would you gentlemen like to proceed?
Bit of a outside of the character here. Before we were recording, you said you think you would like to go to the boat.
I would, because I feel like that might be the most logical thing our characters would do, because we're looking for a swamp creature
and
of some
I
kind.
get that. I also think that Bernard likes to charge in. I don't know how we're gonna decide, because I think Bernard
I would agree with that, but at the same time,
or split up.
I feel like that's a terrible idea.
Oh, it's a terrible idea.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
saying it.
That is how players die.
I think it's an interesting idea as your keeper.
I'm just trying to get inside Bernard's mind, and I just don't know. I don't know why he would get in that boat. I think he wants to go.
I don't see Marcellus paddling a boat on his own. I see him standing in that boat going, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? I'm not touching that oar. I don't know what's growing on it.
Well, I feel like that logically it would be the boat since we don't know much else.
All right.
All we know is there's a creature out in the swamp.
What weapons do you have? What do you
I have a revolver and a Bowie knife. Or Bowie knife,
right.
depending on where you're from.
He's got an Arkansas toothpick. He's got himself a plan.
This is how I see the conversation. We're walking out. We're walking back to the car. And I think I look at Marcellus and I say, so we're hitting the trail, right?
I thought we would go to the boat.
Bernard kind of starts walking and he goes, Guessing I can't change your mind on that, right?
I mean, there's always room for constructive... No, Rob. Always room for constructive...
He's going to stop. He's going to say, I'll construct something. He pops the trunk. He's going to get it out. I've got some near empty peanut butter jars.
If you don't tell me that you're trying to make yourself floaties because you're afraid of the water, I'm going to be very upset.
I'm hoping this is a big enough area, yard. I want to set something up, and you guys can help me because I don't hunt, I don't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an 1100-year-old vampire. I want to set something up. I want to set these 2 peanut butter jars far enough away. I want to do a bit of a shooting competition.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoever wins, that's the way we go.
Yeah. Or what? You have a non, because now I'm thinking I have a shotgun. You have a revolver.
Right.
We're gonna have a bit of a different. What's your other weapon?
A knife.
All right. So maybe it's I throw my axe, you throw your knife. We'll see. Is that which one would you prefer?
Well, how far away are you setting these
peanut
butter jars?
That's what I'm asking. Before we get I think Bernard is walking away, but I'm asking.
Realistically, you're probably looking at about 10 to 15 yards for traditional pistol shooting, depending on what range you go to.
Yeah.
25 is generally about mid-range on a pistol range, right?
That's gonna be
some
pretty
of them go
long
further.
on a pistol
they
range.
go out
25
to 50.
yards.
25 yards. It would just. I'd say 30 is probably max range on this specific revolver.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are you trying to show off, or are you just trying to see who's a better shot?
Maybe.
I feel like the competitiveness in both of us, it's who's a better shot.
And maybe you know what? Maybe just make it fair. Maybe we can do this. Maybe I go to him. Let me think about this. Well, what I have that would make sense narratively for me to have it. I want something. I think it would make sense for Bernard to have just like a bandana.
All right,
In his duffel bag.
that in no way bothers me. You're good.
I'm gonna set these up. You said for a revolver, 30 yards is normal.
Is maximum.
Maximum.
Yeah.
So we'll say
Yeah.
25 yards.
Remember, you're a vampire. Your hand is stupid steady.
That's true.
Well, that's
Which
why
is why I'm asking the
So
question.
I'd say 20 to 25 yards.
That's why I want to set it at 25. That's why it's not the maximum for me, but it's also far enough for me to feel comfortable going against him. And I would go to him. I set up. And maybe it doesn't have to be 2. It's just, or wait, I guess it can't be 2. Whoever can hit the jar, we get 1 shot each.
I'm going to ask you this question, and I want you to be honest with me. Would your character be aware of just how stacked the odds are against him in this competition?
Yes, and I think he likes that.
Okay.
Because I think if he gets to win against this vampire, he will never let it go.
All right, it'll come down to the rolls.
But if he loses, he lost to a vampire. Who cares?
All right, we're looking at rolls.
Okay.
All right, this is what it comes down to. So you are setting a jar with a bandana on it,
Well,
30 yards away.
Well, I want to do blindfold ourselves.
Oh, we're blindfolding. Okay, I missed that part.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I missed that part too.
Yeah.
Right, so
that's what
You
the
didn't
bandana's
say it, but I picked up on it.
I kind of
Yeah.
wondered, but I wasn't sure.
Okay, so
I want to set this jar 25 yards away, and I want to blindfold ourselves, and we are going to I guess
Have a
that's
throw off?
I guess it's we shoot back and forth until someone hits it.
All right, that's dice rolls. If you guys are in, we can try this.
Sure.
You will be at a -2 to kick some ass. You are blindfolded.
Yeah. And I think Mama will be cool with this.
Each of them have
-2,
-2, or only the
They
one?
both do.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
you're blindfolded unless the vampire can rules lawyer me into lessening that for him.
So I think
Which I would take.
I will go ahead and we'll present it within the world. I think I set it away. I'm walking back to him. I hand him, or I gesture the bandana towards him, and I say, "First one to hit that jar decides where we go."
Okay. So I assume we're doing this one at a time, one blindfolded at a time, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Mama's sitting on a chair in her back porch with a cigar. You boys need to stop your pissing contest before someone else dies. But she doesn't stop you. She is watching the spectacle.
I would rules lawyer argue that a vampire has heightened senses, so maybe a -1 for him.
I'm fine with that.
No, wait. What sense? So we are assuming is the lid on the jar, or is it just an empty jar of peanut butter?
Just a near empty jar of peanut butter. Like I don't even. It doesn't have to be fully empty.
Is the lid on it?
I would assume so. You don't have a
Yeah.
loose peanut butter. Yeah.
Because I mean, if it's empty, it's loose. He can smell the peanut butter from his distance.
Yeah, no,
that gives him that edge.
Certainly not. It's closed. I'm tightening it up.
What? Here's a
not
better question.
giving him
and this is
advantages
what I need you to be
unnecessarily.
honest about. How sloppy of an eater is your character right now?
Well, I think narratively, I think we've shown. I think he's pretty neat. He's cleaning up every little bit off that spoon.
Are you trying to bullshit me right now?
I think it's fair. I think.
Okay,
What
all right.
Did lick the spoon clean.
So we have a clean jar of peanut butter sitting out in the open. Okay. We have not fully discussed your vampiric abilities.
No.
There is some bat in there. Who shoots first?
Oh, I handed it to
For
him.
odds?
So he's shooting first, or
I-
do you want to flip for it?
No,
Who shoots
I
first?
I handed him the bandana. I want him to go first.
Okay. For your first shot, you're at a -2 like he is.
Okay.
If he had gone first, you would have a better idea of where it was based on sonic reflections of sound.
Right, yeah.
I would have. I'm trying to find ways
Because
it makes sense for the character.
Yeah.
And I did not play it that way. I would not have guessed that. But I
And
think
even though,
Bernard was
even
just,
if I shoot first, I'm still going to have a better idea
And
of
then
sonic
next
reflection.
turn,
So next
you
turn
have a
it'll be
better turn,
less.
and then he shoots, and if he misses, then you've got an even better idea.
Right, yeah.
So that's how we'll play it.
Are you sitting this at like a DC, like a hit, 10 to hit, first to get a 10 hits, or are you sitting higher score? How are you determining
higher score,
hits?
I think, is going to win. in
Higher
this.
score?
Then
Okay.
why would there be a second turn?
Because there would be. It's literally just whoever hits it first. I mean, you're blindfolding yourselves in the swamps of
Whoever has a
Louisiana.
higher roll hits
Yeah.
it first.
Right.
It depends on
The
what your
only
rolls are
reason I
going to
bring
be.
that up is if you're mentioning
Oh, yeah, if
his
there's a next
abilities,
turn.
why would there be a
That's
second
true.
turn?
That's
Only
fair.
if you guys tie. Only
Okay.
if you tie would there be a second shot,
It'll
right?
all be based on the 2 dice rolls plus your
Fuck,
kick some
I hope
ass,
we
which is
tie.
-2.
I hope we tie just to piss off Rob.
It's a 6 -2. With a -2, that's a 6.
Got a 6.
I like how you pull those away. You want to roll a
Oh
different
shit!
set.
No, you can roll them. That's fine.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I like
No,
it.
no, it's
I
cool.
like
It's
it.
cool.
It's
They
just-
haven't
I like
betrayed
it.
him
I'm
yet.
into it. I'm into it. The competition is kicked in.
It is. It is
We roll
fierce.
different dice. Let's go.
That was totally unintentional.
Marcellus rolls a 6. Bernard gets a 7. He hits. Now, don't get me wrong, you're a vampire. And you are at a disadvantage. But as that bullet flies by, the sonic waves bumps that thing just a little to the side. You were so close. Unfortunately, that means that when Bernard comes up, that muscle memory clicks into place and he knows right how to pull it, right where to put it. But interestingly, if either one of you would have taken the time to investigate that peanut butter jar after the fact, if it hadn't been 3 centimeters to the right because of you missing, Bernard wouldn't have hit it either. What do you do?
I'll look at him and say, "Well, we go with your plan then."
I look up I say, you hear that, Mama? Vampires taking orders from me.
I believe it when I see it, Bernard. Nobody's taking orders from you, except for maybe that old Bronco.
I think he just kind of does like a me.
I can hear you, child.
And he's just walking to the car, and then he kind of looks at Marcellus and he's like, hey. What would we call it? Would you call it a match? What would you call it? That
Just shooting match.
Good shooting.
Yeah, just good shooting.
You too. You're welcome.
I'm gonna edit out the bullshit. But yeah.
We'll get there. All right, guys, climb into your car. Go to the location that you know that the previous married couple, the Torresantes, went in. You begin to walk down that path. Now, we've got one man wearing clothes he's worn for the last week and another man in an Armani suit. How do we handle this walking in the dark? Now, yes, you can see in the dark. You're not tripping. You're not stumbling. You are a vampire. This is your bread and butter as far as moving around in the dark goes. But how does Bernard handle hunting at night?
Again,
Oh God, we're all gonna die.
as this is something that I think he's been doing for a long time, is this something I could roll for, or maybe Bernard has a headlamp or a flashlight that I can like duct tape to the end of my
That makes
shotgun?
perfect sense. You are an Anereum agent. You would not be sent into this world without the bare minimum.
Okay.
So whether it's you have a headlamp that you really like, whether it's you would have a very nice tactical flashlight, I mean, you can have 1,000 looms pointed into the swamp if you want. I would give either one of you that benefit because of who you work for. You are... Apparently your burps. I apologize. You guys would not be sent out here without the proper equipment to get the job done. And you've both been doing this long enough. There's no way you didn't come out here with a flashlight of some kind. So you tell me, what do you got?
I think Bernard, as much of a, good old boy as he is, like we talked about, he researches and he is open to new information, and he wants to, as much as I would love to say he just duct tapes a flashlight to the end of his shotgun, I think he's probably got some sort of a tactical light.
Or pick an E-rail.
Because I also think that there's no way he's wearing a fucking headlamp. I feel like he would hate that. He'd rather not see.
I don't know. Being a logger, that might be exactly what he would be used to.
I feel like he would just working around something like, I don't know.
Be in mind, he's been a monster hunter a lot longer than he was ever a logger.
That's true.
True. So I think I think he just feels more comfortable, and he's just got this. And as Sam and I have talked about, which we can, a little peek behind the curtain, because of what happened to Bernard, he's always looking up. That's one thing that's never going to happen to him again, is someone getting the literal drop on him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think having this shotgun, and he is kind of just glancing through, he is somewhat militantly just
Slicing the pie.
yeah. I think that fits Bernard to a T, and I also think he would, and he can say it. I'll even look. Maybe he even looks at Marcellus and he says, "You lead. You're the one that can't die, right?"
Wouldn't say I can't die, but I'm a lot harder to kill than the average person.
All right, fair enough. I'll clock these mosquitoes. You you go ahead.
Oh my God, would you two stop flirting with each other? Just get it over with. Kiss, 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 and get it over with.
Fan fiction. Let's go.
Alright, so you're walking out in the woods. What do you guys do as you're going along? Like, like, how are you staying alert? What are you doing? Are we smoking? Are you jumping tree to tree? I mean, are you vampire chimpanzeeing limb to limb with grace and speed that, and then just kind of making sure Bernard's always in your area that you're aware of? Are you guys walking one in front of the other to stay safe, stay together so no one gets ambushed? What's happening?
I feel like the old school warrior and tactician in Marcellus, he would stay just ahead of Bernard on the path to prevent ambush.
That's my question. This is the path, right? We're on a
Yeah, we're on a path.
As of right now, you are on a path. You have not had to deviate.
And I feel like him knowing that she said there's some kind of forest monster out there, he'd probably avoid
Ghosts.
the trees.
Okay. I think just for the narrative of the story, I'll just go ahead and I'll investigate a mystery and just
Alright.
see if there's anything I'm missing.
What's your sharp?
I don't think it's great.
-2. No.
No,
Plus zero.
Plus zero.
So you get to mark for experience.
+0? I thought it said +2.
That's
Oh, no, that's cool. I'm sorry. Yeah.
your sharp is at a +0. You roll the 5, mark experience.
I think that's my first one.
And you are very well aware that these mosquitoes are fucking huge. They are like the size of small birds, and they will not leave you alone. You are more annoyed by bugs than hunting ghosts in the bayou right now. They will not leave you alone, as Marcellus is not a target for bugs.
I feel like I would notice this, and he's just back there swatting away constantly. All I'm seeing behind me is the flashlight going left and right, and I look back and I just see him swatting. Can I use magic to prevent mosquitoes from getting to him?
Yeah, make me a weird roll. Let's see what happens here.
You can take that bullshit out of there. That'd be a 10.
Okay, so you're going to get what you want, and we're not going to have any glitches. It works exactly the way you intend it to, and we're going to almost go so far as to say that you are almost communicating with these creatures, the children of the night mentality of you are almost using your presence as what you are to cause things to give you a wide berth.
The bloodsucker communication.
Yes, more or less. I feel like that is fitting based on what we have here. So yes,
I'm gonna need some permits.
I'm gonna need a permit for that magic. Some other Anereum agent just like pops up out of the mud. I'm gonna need to see your permit for that. No.
I feel like he would not question Marcellus on using magic.
So suddenly Bernard realizes mosquitoes have finally started to leave him alone. He's probably lost like half a pint of blood at this point. These things are giant. They are not playing around. I'm kidding. You're not taking no harm for that. But still, you're walking. And then you kind of get that sensation you guys are being watched. That you've hit this area of the bayou that the stories are about. That, as she put it, smart men don't go and people looking for trouble tend to get lost in. You got that sensation that you're being watched. What do?
I'm going to just stop in my tracks and start looking around. See if I can see or hear anything that would make me feel like it's out of place.
Give me a cool roll or investigate a mystery roll. Both would apply. The investigative mystery is more or less, you actually get to ask me some questions about what you're experiencing. The cool roll is...
Yeah, I'm going to go with investigative mystery as opposed to act under pressure.
Okay.
I think Bernard's scratching his neck. He's like, it's not a big fucking mosquito, is it?
Don't smile at me, Taylor. I see your dice.
13.
Don't smile at me. All right, you get to ask me 2 questions. In fact, you get to do more than that. Let's see here.
Oh, you actually got above 12.
On a 12 plus, you may ask the keeper any question you want about the mystery, not just the listed ones, which we already kind of stray from. But I'm going to give you a little bit more leeway about what you can ask. What do you want to know based on what's around you right now that I can answer?
What stool sample is he leaving behind that I can track?
Is this monster poop or not?
Am I able to discern what is watching us and where it's located?
You know that 6 feet off the path in front of you, so we're 10 feet in front of you, 6 feet off the path, there is something standing there, and it knows you are there. It is not aware that you are aware that it is there. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
I think so.
So it knows
You
I'm
know
there,
it's there. It doesn't know you know it's there.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
we're good. See, Rob, that's why we love you. You make it simple, you keep it sweet.
What?
And then
Why use many word? Few do good.
Then I guess I have one more question, don't
You do?
I? Can I tell what it is?
You have difficulty trying to figure out what it is. It's almost as if it blends into the forest around it perfectly. You aren't getting smells. You're not getting a sound. There's no magical buzz. You're not getting a strong magical feel off of it. There's something there. There is a life force, which what you are grants you the ability to kind of detect. But it's not common.
I'm
and
not smelling blood or
No.
anything like that.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
I'm able to discern that it's not human
per se.
nature.
Yeah.
It's not a humanoid or a normal creature.
You could say it's humanoid shaped,
shaped,
but
okay.
its making is not human.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's humanoid in shape. It doesn't know I'm aware it's there.
Not at this moment. It is just far enough away that it's just watching you.
Okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do is, or what I'm going to try to do is, I think I'm going to try to use my preternatural speed and run close to it.
Okay, so
But
you
past it to see if it follows me. To see if it can see me as I'm moving at super speed, essentially. Just to kind of get a little more inkling of how powerful is this thing.
all right? So you go for the speed run. Rob, I need you to make me a roll. I don't have your character sheet in front of me, unfortunately.
Okay.
I know you can sense plants. You
I
can
can.
sense the area around you in some sense. That is something we've established.
Yes.
Honestly, do you think these plants would be able to track that vampire? And even if they could, even if you know where he's at, would you move? Or would you just stand there still?
I would probably know the capacity in which the fauna is being disturbed. If he's hovering in any capacity, if there's some delay, and if he's light-footed and he's not touching the ground, I probably wouldn't recognize that. I would move no more than my eyes, however.
All right, so let's see how we can play this out between the two of you, because I don't think it's fair for you to just do it. You should probably have some kind of role.
Oh yeah, I agree. Because
Maybe
it
some
just
weird,
gives me a +1 ongoing to my roll. Is what preternatural speed does. It gives me a +1 ongoing.
Let's act under pressure. You are aware that it's there, and you are making an action to figure something out. Let's act under pressure. That is a plus cool roll.
So that's my normal +1 and then my +1 for my preternatural speed.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
4. Total 4.
11 total.
I need you guys to understand that he does exactly what he set out to do. He zips down this path you robbed. Now I need you to roll. If you don't have something specifically set up, I need you to roll me a weird roll for your senses that are amongst the creatures. Because I know one of the books had something similar, but if not, we're just gonna do a straight weird roll. Your ability to commune with plants. Just to see if you can pick up on where he is and where he's going at all.
8.
Alright, so you know where he's at, but unbeknownst to you, you shift a little bit as he runs past. Like he is moving at such a speed that you have not seen, that it almost surprises you. Things out in these woods don't move that fast. But you are fully aware of where he is. What do you do?
You are unlike the others.
I'll just kind of stop and turn around and look at him.
Bernard, you just heard a soft voice from the woods. What do you do? What goes through your mind? What's up?
Would he be able to hear that 20 feet away?
At the moment, he's 10 feet.
Oh, okay. So he kept moving.
Because I assume you zip.
Yeah,
Well, no, it depends. He zips off. What do you do, Bernard? Do you stop in place, or do you think, fuck that guy and keep walking? I've been here before.
Well, because remember, we had stopped when we felt like we were being watched.
Understood. What do you do?
I think he probably has stopped because if he's using preternatural speed, I probably couldn't perceive where he went.
Fair.
And that would probably make you go, oh shit.
Right. So I'm probably like standing firm where I am, scanning.
All right. So you are about 16 feet away, 10 feet forward, 6 feet to the left or right. I can't remember which I picked because I'm a horrible GM.
Right.
See that? That's why we have note takers.
Yep.
I'm just kind of like, Marcellus?
And
did you
it
find
occurred to me, I
something?
said-
I hope it's not a jar of peanut butter.
And there's my -1.
All right. What do you two do? We've got Marcellus, and we have this thing standing in the dark. What happens next?
Well, after what he said, I'm going to just turn around and look at him and say, no, I'm not like the others, but what are you?
I am the protector of these woods. Why are you here?
I think Bryce like, hey, motherfucker! Where'd you go?
Well, I stopped in the road, so you can see me now.
No, he comes back. 'Cause I don't know if his flashlight would go that far. I mean, you're 10 feet in front of
a
him.
tactical flashlight?
Are you going tactical, or are you going like old mom and pop mag light?
I think it would be tactical because again, I think
Right.
he's letting
He's
himself
gonna
You
see where
can
I
see him up the road,
Okay.
but you have no idea what's going on.
Okay,
you
so
just
instead
know
of-
he stopped in the middle of the fucking
So
road.
instead of hey, I'm just like, hey, you mind cluing me in? You supernatural son of a bitch.
Are we already dead? Am I dead right now? What's happening? Is it over? Do I just not know it yet?
So I can see him with the tactical flashlight. So I've said that, and I'm slowly walking forwards. But
I'm gonna just hold up my hand to him and just one finger and just say 1 minute.
Is he with you too?
Yes, he's my partner.
Ooh, was a little worried he'd say, I don't know this guy.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's got a gun. I don't know. I don't know that guy.
I thought about it.
I don't know that asshole. I don't know where he came from.
We'd have had a martyr on our hands.
yeah.
Yes, he is my partner. What? How long have you been the protector of these woods?
For as long as I can remember, this swamp has been under my ward.
Okay. Do you have a name?
Those I can remember call me Orpheus.
Orpheus.
And yet you do not answer who you are.
You didn't ask who I was. That was in character, by the way.
He said what he said.
I like it.
My name is Marcellus. And I am here because we were called about people mysteriously disappearing in this area. Would you know anything about that?
I tend to my waters, but I do not protect all. There are grounds that overlap, and grounds outside my reach.
So you guys gonna go out on a date, or like, should I just go back to the truck? What do you want me to do here?
Just hold on, Bernard. I'm communicating.
I'm picturing in my head. What do you want me to do? You want me to go away? Is there a makeout session? I haven't even seen this thing. What's going on? Fuck you guys.
All right, fuck me. You guys figure it out.
I'm going to say, Bernard, he's about 7 feet tall and not human. So just give me a minute.
Shoot it! Is that what you said?
I feel like with those details, the answer is shoot it.
No!
You're not giving me a lot to work on here, bro.
Very ambiguous.
Don't shoot it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, just go sharpen your axe or something.
I'll be right here.
Not-
I'm gonna. I'm not gonna shoot it. And I like.
Oh, fuck. I probably shouldn't have said go sharpen,
You will
sharpen
not
your axe
use your
to
axe
a tree
in these
monster.
parts.
I wink, even though I know he can't see it. I wink like 6 times. Like, not gonna
Taylor-
shoot it.
Why do you have to go PvP every time you meet one of my characters? Unintentional or not.
That wasn't intentional, but
That one wasn't.
no, the first
Lenny
time
wasn't
in the
either.
bar was...
It was iffy.
It wasn't
It
in
was
my
iffy.
intention because I didn't know the backstory. But it
Sorry.
turned out in a brawl anyway, so what can you do? Yeah, no, I'm just gonna continue conversating with him and make my way towards him. At
Is
the same
Bernard
time.
gonna start walking forward, or are you staying put? How far does the
I
finger
would-
of give me a minute keep you in place?
I would interject some of my vines into the ground. I don't know that I would do much more than that, other than ready my vines into the ground, Sam.
Okay.
Okay, so at this point, I've kind of put myself into the conversation. So I'm assuming I've gotten close enough. I can hear.
You are aware. You have found the shape, and what you see is not what you were expecting. You're expecting a humanoid of some kind. You are expecting to see a ghost standing in these woods, but what you are met with is a humanoid shape that appears to be comprised of various plant lives, various forms of plant life. There is wood growing amongst these various groupings of plant. It is human-shaped, but there are vines, there are plants, there is tree, there is root, there is vine. You can see that off of one of his arms, there are vines going down into the ground. These are vines connected to him. He has control over them. You may not have seen him implant them there, but you are aware he has something going into the ground. This is not a shape you were expecting to see in the woods. I need you to roll act under pressure to decide if whether or not you're about to lose your goddamn mind.
At a
No, I mean, not literally. No, I wouldn't even give him a negative.
No, just because of his ongoing from him
I
trying.
have a +2 in cool for this.
And
I
then-
wouldn't give him his negative. You guys aren't conversating. If he was on top
And
of
that's
you and you
11
guys were
plus
talking or you
2.
were in combat, I can't
You're
give
gonna
you
be
that.
fine either way. Yeah.
So you were at a 13. You're cool as a fucking cucumber, man. You've seen a lot of shit. You've seen a lot of monsters. You've walked up on a lot of weird things that were people just doing weird stuff. This dude, who appears to be made out of tree parts, is not throwing you off your game.
Okay.
Shotgun's still shouldered. Aim is still good. Bernard is still ready to do his thing. What happens next?
I think he says, I heard through the grapevine somebody went missing.
Honey.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you don't have your proper paperwork.
You're damaged. I need you to know that. I love you, but you're damaged.
I,
So well.
I was sitting on it. I was hoping it was able to happen.
I hope. Did you see the photos Sam and I were sending on Facebook? By the way, the last one I sent, the character on the right is exactly what I look like.
Okay. Okay, so that's that's what I've said.
I hate you.
I hate you, but I love you. I hate you like an angry parent.
Oh, and I just asked the tree if he had the proper paperwork too. So that's a whole another.
That's it.
Yeah.
You see, these are my waters. I do not know the paperwork you mentioned, but you are on my territory. What right do you have here, and what are these people you speak of?
Yeah, I guess guess you got me there. I don't really have much right to do anything. I just I got a call from Mama Teresa. That name mean anything to you?
The term mama rings a bell. You know what it means as a title in this area. The name itself doesn't mean much, but the idea of mama fills you with a sense of familiarity and understanding.
Could I ask to continue a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
What you saying that gives me an opportunity to monologue a bit, if I could. I think I maybe even step a little bit closer and say, see, Mama and I are friends of a sort, and I think I maybe even like shoulder my shotgun at this point. Like I'm no longer pointing it. Like
You're cool. You can do it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm cool. I'm just kind of coming closer. You asked if I had the right. I don't, but Mama does have the right to know what's happening here, and she asked me to find out what's happening here. So I'm asking you.
If you say what's happening here, I'm gonna slap you.
No.
I'm asking you, why are you making it hard? Just anytime we can fit it in.
So I'm asking you. Why am I out here getting my ass bit up by mosquitoes over a couple of dead hunters? And what the hell do you want, man?
I do not know this mother, Mama Teresa. But I do know the title. I do know that she is one I can bear trust with. I have had no hunters on my grounds. But I do know those who do not belong are dealt with. And I do know that I am not alone.
Well, how
Fair?
very vague of you.
Sam, fair?
That's fair. I like it.
I think he says, well, how very vague of you.
Is there a way, like when the vines are shooting out of the ground, that I can like do a way to
They're not shooting out of the ground. I
He's
have
putting
them
them
ready.
into the ground.
I
That's what
think
I'm
this
saying.
would probably,
Can
if
I-
you're wanting to, I think this would probably be read a bad situation.
No, I'm.
If
no,
ever it applied, this would be it.
I was more thinking of like perceiving if he's using magic, or if it's something else.
Actually, despite it not being,
It doesn't explicitly say that it is.
it would be reading
That
a bad
would-
situation. It actually
okay.
still fits under that. The questions that you can ask for that actually apply to what you're trying to figure out here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, if you want to roll that, that is a plus sharp.
Okay. Get your dice out, Cam.
Get your good dice that can't make
Shit
up its
dice.
mind.
So that's a
One of those is weighted for 6. I don't give a shit. I don't even care. Like, I don't even know what you guys do when I go to the bathroom, but one of those is weighted for a 6. I don't even know. Okay, so what'd you get?
At least I gave him the other weighted one.
Yeah.
That's true.
8 total.
On an 8, you can ask one question about the situation around you. There's no real negative. You're not really in a position for me to apply a negative. So, yeah, you kind of just get a question about the world around you right now.
Okay.
Here is your list.
Yes.
And kind of, like I said, generally keep those in mind, but it doesn't have to be one of those questions specifically.
Yeah, and I've been trying to keep like to the general script with those, just so again.
And you don't have to.
Well, to me, it's just anyone who's
Oh,
never
yeah.
played,
Oh,
just
I
trying
like
to
this
keep
one.
it.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
You are aware that the creature in front of you is more powerful than it has shown you in any way. Is it some giant necromancer monster sitting in a tower waiting for you to come and kill it? No. Is it a chupacabra eating a goat in backcountry? No. There is magic here, and you can sense that based on what you are. But this thing in front of you has a strength to it that it is pulling upon based on the energies around it. You are dealing with, from your experience, what probably would be considered something of an elemental. This being is stronger than weeds taped together to look like a man, but by no means is he threatening you with what he has. You can get a feeling of defensiveness off of him, but there is no ill intent.
Okay. Okay.
You guys are in my swamp, and you have not answered why you are here. You keep asking questions. I know you are unlike the others. I will ask but one more time. Why are you here, and who are these missing people?
Well, these missing people are friends that... Well, that's not true. I don't have any friends.
Oh.
They're people that I knew, and they were good people. They were doing their job. The same job that I'm here doing.
Which is...
Why the fuck are people disappearing in this swamp?
You see, over the years there have been many who come. They bring malintent. They hunt what is not theirs. They desecrate the animal. They saw the log and do nothing with it. I will protect this forest with my own life. This swamp is my blood. But I do not know any recent missing. Maybe we shall speak to this mama? Maybe you know more. But if there is harm in my swamp, I will protect it.
That sounds like a great idea, you overgrown chia pet. How do you take your tea?
What is a chia pet? And I am not British.
All right, everybody. That wraps up episode 2 of Anereum, a Monster of the Week podcast. Thank you for coming back, and please come back in a couple weeks for episode 3. You're going to love it.